Okay, so this question from 2015, you have to reason it out a little bit. You're using it to translate and make connections using among algebraic, tabular, graphical, and verbal descriptions. So it has some additional teaks, and that was the old teak, and it's still kind of relevant to this question. Okay, so the owner of a store buys large boxes of candy bars from a warehouse and replaces them to sell in smaller boxes in his store. The store owner packages 4 candy bars in each small box. So I'm gonna draw a small box. So this is a small box, and we have 4 candy bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 candy bars. Okay. And then each large box contains 24 candy bars. Well, okay, so in a large box, I'm going to draw a large, and we're going to talk about it. 24 divided by 4, because we have the small boxes inside the large box, okay? Because we're trying to figure out what our equation is to write the relationship between the x boxes and the small boxes, okay? Well, so I have 24 of them, but in the large, but 24 divided by 4, because we have the small ones, this is going to end up being 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to do one more. 6. Okay. So we have 6. So inside each one of those, that's a small box. So for every large box, because our x-axis is our large box, we're going to have one, like if I have one large box, I have 6 small boxes, or 6 candy bars, because one small box is 6. So 1 is going to give me 6, so that matches. If I have 2, well, 2 times 6 is 12, so that matches. 3 times 6 is going to give me 18, so that matches. So I'm looking, answer choice A is looking pretty good to me. C is if you were to confuse and think that you have 1 and 4. So C is definitely not our answer choice. B is if you switched the large into the small, because we have 1 and then the large number of small boxes, we have 6 here. So that's not going to work. And then D, it's also if you switched. Okay, so our answer choice is A. Let's see if we can do this one quickly. Oh, this one's easy. What is the 0? So in order to find the 0, we need to put 0 in for y. So I'm going to say 0 is equal to 8 thirds x. 0, remind you, is the x-intercept. 0x minus 16. Add 16. So 16 is equal to 8 thirds x. We're going to multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. That cancels. 3 times 16 is going to give me 48 is equal to 8x. 48 divided by 8 is going to give me 6. X is equal to 6, which is my answer choice, C. Okay, so we want to compare, we're given 2 functions, so we're given a system of equations. How does the graph P compare to the graph Q? Okay, they have the same y-intercept. Same y-intercept. So we're not asking that. We're going to be looking at the slope. The graph of P has a different y-intercept than the graph of Q. So that definitely doesn't work for answer choice. P is less steep. Not sure yet. P is steeper. I don't know. Let me think about that. And then graph P is parallel. No, they're not parallel. That means that they would have the same slope. Same slope. This is definitely not parallel. So either we're going to have more steep or less steep. Well, 5/8 is equal to point. So 5/8 is approximately equal to 0.625. And 8/5 is equal to approximately 1.6. So 1.6, so 8/5 is greater than 5/8. So if it's greater, that means it's going to be more steep. Remember, this will take you back to transformations. If your a value, your slope, is less than 1 or between 0 and 1, that means that you're going to have a less steep or wider graph. But if our value is greater than 1, then we're going to have a much steeper slope or steeper graph. More narrow, less flat. These are all terminologies that you can think of. So our answer choice is going to be P, the graph P. So this, oh, be careful. So P is this one, G is this one. So P is going to be less steep. So be careful, don't get tripped up. I almost caught myself, and I was going to say steeper because our graph is 8/5 is more steep than 5/8, but they're asking what relationship. So really, Q of X is greater than P of X. So, but they're saying they want to know what P of X is in relationship to Q of X. So we're going to say P of X is less steep. All right, I'm going to do the next question in the next video because, again, I don't want to do it too long. See you later.